Okay, so some of the people in the ARMA forums had questions about the Cold Steel 1.5 that just kind of came out on the market right now, so I wanted some people to see what it looked like since they were really deceiving with their product photos. This is about the length. They're about 4 inches short of 4 feet, and one of the things I don't like about it is that it's very blade heavy. It balances somewhere right around here. And that's the balance point for the sword. And the material that it's made out is the same density throughout the whole thing. And the handle is pretty narrow and pretty small, and the blade itself is pretty fat. It tapers very little towards the tip, even though it does in fact taper. So it's just very, very top heavy. When you're holding it, you're torquing it around in your arms, you can definitely feel most of the weight is right in here. Alright, some of the rest of you had questions about how the guard actually attaches to the sword, and it is a separate piece. When you get your sword, this rubber piece actually comes off, and so does the guard. Alright, so you've got the main part of the sword, this little guard here, and it snaps into place, and it's in there kind of sturdy. And it's pretty thick and bulky, it doesn't wiggle that much. And this is what they're showing in the product photos right there. What they don't show you is this rubber piece that you have to put on to make sure that it's fastened on there and it doesn't slip off. It gets on there, it's on there pretty tight once you actually get it on there. Alright, so this raises some questions as far as how the construction of the sword is going to hold up, and it really comes down to, is this little piece of rubber going to last in a hot car for a few days and over the course of a few years? We don't know. Right now it looks like it's holding up just fine. Other things about this sword that you should note is that in order for the guard to stop on the handle, it has this bump here fixed onto the actual handle. And this bump right here might not seem like a big... Oh, hold on a second. We have a baby down here, don't we? Yep, there's a baby there. Okay. Alright, now this part on the handle may not seem like a big deal, but I'm noticing that when I'm going through my cuts, when I put my hand right here for these kinds of cuts, you know, over the top, over my head, the inside of my hand is contacting that part of the handle that sticks out right there, and is really not very comfortable. This little part sticking out right here is a problem. I don't like that. Also, on the pommel, since this is a 1.5 and you're going to have your hand on the pommel a lot, there are sharp points right here on the pommel that aren't that comfortable for someone using bare hands, but it's not that bad. I've got some footage. I have some footage of the sword smacking a bench outside. And it holds up very well. It doesn't have any problems. It's very sturdy. And I think all in all, if you can solve these problems with the pommel, maybe put some extra weight right here, this is a really, really good sword for practice and beginners. I think some of you that already have well-constructed wasters are probably going to like what you already have better.